And we're back with another episode of What's Hockey. Keaton, the first round of the playoffs have concluded. You see me wearing my victory green. The Stars get it done. Beautiful, beautiful series. We will recap some of that in a little bit. But first, let's go around that hockey, Keaton. What's been happening around that hockey?
Well, about a week ago, the Utah Hockey Club did finally get a new moniker. They are now the Mammoth moving forward. Glad they switched up the names because, my God, Hockey Club is a pretty trash name. Shout out to the thousands of fans who bought their inaugural season memorabilia because they just made a fortune on you to buy the Mammoth stuff now. So, good job.
I don't even know
they may
why
have some sort of swapper things, but I mean, there's also, it's pretty cool to have that stuff at the end of the day. But like, if you're gonna, I guess have it as a fan, you might want to switch it up. But
I should understand why it took them a full year to even get to this point. Like, you knew you were going to move, just pick a team name from the beginning. And if it was going to be a fan vote, we'll do that.
They had a full season or off season to do it too. Cause like, I think it was like right at the end of the year last year. Mm-hmm. They were like, fuck this shit, we're out.
It was
I don't know, man.
Mammoth's not bad. Of the options.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, of the options, I think that was the one that I would prefer. But hey, I don't like that it's not.
I didn't like Outlaws, but the other one was fine.
I just don't like that it's singular Mammoth. It's not plural at all. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense.
They're a mammoth of a team,
Yeah. So. All right. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so we ended up getting a new coach hire with a Mike Sullivan replacing Laviolette for the Rangers. We'll see how this pans out, but I've stated before, this guy's pretty shaky in some regards. We had some good players, but who knows if it was really coaching at the end of the day at the USA Four Nations face-off. Penguins have been trashed the past few years, maybe 4, I don't know. But we'll see what happens.
Mike Sullivan with the Penguins I think it's definitely a much improved roster that he's working with compared to what he had in Pittsburgh. His last championship, of course, in Pittsburgh was 2017.
Have someone like Sidney Crosby.
Yeah,
that's the only player that they have over there, so that's fair.
And to be fair, the Sidney Crosby that will be there next season is not the same Sidney Crosby that's been there the past 8 years since that championship.
And there might be talks he might be headed out.
I know his contract is expiring next year or this year. Dang, my fault. I thought I had that up.
Maybe he wants to play for a Canadian team. Who knows?
That is a possibility. But yeah, so Mike Sullivan is also... He's going to have the highest annual average salary in the league for a coach. My goodness. That blows my mind. But
I mean, they have high hopes for this guy.
Clearly.
He's won a couple Stanley Cups, if not more. I don't know. Who knows? Either way, he's well decorated, I guess.
He's decorated.
Who knows? He's a veteran. He's seasoned. But anyway, we got the opposite of hiring. We got some guy that's out of here. We got Rob Blake getting fired from the Kings. They're moving on. They do not like how the past 4 years have panned out. Losing in the first round. I believe they've made... He did his job. He was the VP/GM. For the past 8 years. And out of those 8 years, 5 of those years, he went to the playoffs. Not too bad, but all 5 did not pass that first round. So, he should definitely be better. But, their team is pretty solid. Who knows if it is coaching or even the front office at the end of the day. But, after 8 years producing the exact same result, could get pretty stagnant, and a few franchises can get a little impatient trying to go for a cup. Just making the playoffs isn't good enough for some people. So
no, yeah. And so you mentioned he was the GM for the last 8 years. Prior to that, he was the assistant GM for them. He won a championship his first year as an assistant with the Kings, but that was 12 years ago or 11 years ago. It was 13, 14. So, I mean, literally 11 years ago. And again, he was the assistant. He won the main guy. The Kings this year, I do feel like their roster it's vastly improved compared to last year. Some of that's progression in younger players. And I think that, it's a really stacked and talented squad. It's just, they just could not get over that Edmonton hump. And when it's 4 years in a row, when one opponent every year, that's going to build frustration.
Especially with Edmonton not even having a goalie. I mean, at least the talks about that. But, the Kings have a pretty solid core. So, having a newer GM, or at least someone who knows what they're doing compared to this guy, at least in their eyes, they got some gas to cook with. So, pretty solid. Shaking a bunch. But, pretty solid. Outside of that, we do have the draft lottery today, which, I'm not going to mince words, does not make any sense. Didn't pay attention to it last year. So this year I'm going to try to pay attention, see if I learned something, but it's nonsense. Don't understand it. The bottom 14 teams have the best chance of getting a lottery pick. But,
that's really logical. It's just the way that it's built. So, I'll read this exact scenario that's on the NHL website. So they go, for example, the Columbus Blue Jackets win the first draw this year. Right now they're seated at 13. If they are to win that first draw, they would move up only to the number 3 pick, which don't get that. If you have horrendous odds, you somehow win that draw, you only move up to 3. And that would lock the Sharks into the number 1 pick. So I just don't understand how that's the case. But whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah, they should just make the worst team have the best pick. And, just call it a day. It's pretty easy. You don't have to, put ping pong balls in a thing and then just,
Well, I understand it because, teams will start to tank and, if you're guaranteed a spot, you're going to lose it. On purpose. Yeah, and so, I understand why you have a draft lottery. I just don't know why you settled on this being your system with the odds you have. But, hey, whatever. I guess that's how it goes.
Yeah, well, we'll see if the Sharks end up getting that first pick. But, it'll be an interesting one. But, outside of that, Red Wings did have a press, gathering with a bunch of reporters and whatnot. Yzerman and McClellan took a few questions, if not a lot. I know Larkin kind of sounded off a little bit at the end of the season whenever we did end up missing that playoff cusp. Mentioned something about being a little bit demotivated about how we didn't add at the deadline. And Yzerman addressed that, saying something along the lines of, we're not really here for a morale boost. It's more for the veteran players who get paid and, or at least the higher paid players rather. And it does make sense, but, I definitely can see where both parties are coming from the last 2 years, missing that playoffs, very closely at least. Past 9 years could potentially be 10. I hope this offseason is pretty good. We end up getting some sort of solid player. He did mention that there is a bit of a, scout to see the best player and potentially get, a 11-ish million a year player. Pretty solid. But who knows if that even opens up this offseason if we end up getting that perfect player, so to speak. I mean, honestly, having major question marks about certain roster changes. If you see Jake Wallman and him basically begging Wallman to get off of the Detroit roster just for him to show up in Edmonton. And then with Tarasenko, the addition of him, I mean, he was solid with the Panthers, but honestly, I feel like that team just elevated him because with this team, he's just Tarasenko.
My goodness.
Pretty bad pun, but he's not great. And we still do have a goalie question mark because, dude, I don't want Peter Mrazek or Cam Talbot to be our starting goalies because they're like 32 plus. I don't think Alex Lyon's gonna return. I think that was his last year on contract, so he's also 30 plus anyway. So I mean, it's just kind of a big question mark there, I will say, with that rotation. Glad we did get rid of Ville Husso, but Peter Mrazek did play pretty well for the Wings at the end of the year. So I mean, no, I guess diss to that guy, but I mean, he's old, man. So how many more years we got out of that guy? That's all I mean. So who knows? I know Patrick Kane and the Red Wing front office are definitely interested in, continuing inking a new deal, having him come back for another season. So hopefully we end up doing that. He might end up being that number one U.S. born goal scorer for the NHL. So. Be pretty solid for him to be sporting that Red Wings coat for it. So, he did mention goalies need to save the puck more, which, again, as I've mentioned, doesn't make any sense when we have who we have. I know, at least in the AHL, we have Sebastian Cossa, who's quote-unquote not ready for the NHL, according to Yzerman. Right. So who knows? I feel like we'll just throw him in the deep end and let him just, have that experience. I mean, he's young enough. He might as well just adjust to the speed with actually having that speed thrown at him, I don't know. But either way, who knows? Yeah. We do have a couple prospects coming into the AHL for the Griffins. I believe they're from Sweden. I could be wrong, so don't get mad at me. But Axel Sandin Pellikka and Michael Brandsegg Nygard, they come from Sweden. Pretty cool. He did compare another prospect to Marcos Kasper, but I don't remember who that guy was. So we do have some promising prospects on the way, and we'll probably make some roster space for them. But I mean, I don't really know who's going to bite, but I feel like we should try to get rid of Tarasenko and try to trade him out of Detroit, get some bit of a mix, like I said, to make some roster space. Oh God, what's his name? One of our defensemen. Oh my Lord, Eric Gustafson. He's been pretty brutal, as well as Justin Hall.
You love Justin Hall, man.
I love ripping on the guy, but he's pretty trash. I think he's also kind of old as well. So I mean, we need to step it up. I know we've got Mo Seider, who is captain of the German team for this international. What's it going on right now?
Like a hockey World Cup or something like that?
Something like that. I don't know, man, dude. I haven't been paying attention. Speaking of that, what's his name? William Eklund of the Sharks got his hand slashed by a skate in one of those games, which is pretty brutal. Did not look good. But I'm sure he'll probably recover in due time. It's just
it's the gross. World Hockey
just bleeding everywhere. But anyway, back on the Red Wings side, he's captain. Got a good, solid defenseman out of Mo Seider. I know Simon Edvinson's pretty solid. And Johansson's been all right. But, we just need to make some roster space, see what's available. Hopefully we do end up adding the right man, and hopefully that man is a defenseman. Or at least a goalie or something like that. Because, our forwards are fine. At least the top two lines are great. Because with Larkin, Raymond, and Casper, that's great. I don't even know. Because I know with Larkin, he's a center. So they've been trying to make Casper a center. But with the Brinkett, Kane, everybody, it's pretty solid. Kind of dips after that, but
it is definitely
still pretty potent offensively. But either way,
the biggest area of concern, defense and goalie. So goalie's the biggest.
I feel like we need help on our 3 and 4th line, at least just having someone that can at least generate or at least be that. What's that term? What's that one?
To grind.
Goon. There you go. Isn't that that movie with
to be a
that
goon?
one guy? Yeah. I'm only quoting that movie because Gooner is kind of gross. But either way, we need to get some changes, and hope they come this off season. Hopefully, we can get that taken care of. But moving on, we do have the playoffs, and we can actually recap some fantastic games instead of some depressing news.
Yeah, man. Playoffs are first round gone. First round done, man. Do you want to go ahead and go through our bracket that we made, and then we'll just go matchup by matchup?
I guess so.
So the first one on there, Winnipeg and St. Louis. You almost had the upset lockdown. You took St. Louis. I, of course, took Winnipeg.
Honestly, it was pretty upsetting in that Game 7. So
what a thriller, man. 2 goals in the last minute. Crazy. I honestly gave up on Winnipeg.
They pushed it to 2 OT.
Double OT.
They played a hell of a game. I know Neil Pionk played like 46 minutes.
Jesus
Insane.
Christ.
I think he had 4 points. So, he was involved on all of them. So, pretty crazy. That comes right after Josh Morrissey. I don't even know what happened exactly, but I think he threw a hit and it just rebounded bad on him. So he just couldn't continue, and he only played 2 minutes. So they had to rely on the rest of their defensemen, and that was 5. So that was pretty trash, at least on the Winnipeg side, at least their outlook when it comes down to it. And honestly, offensively, they were just sputtering the first 2 periods, and they didn't really get anything going until the last period, or last 30 seconds, to be honest.
Yeah.
Whatever. But pretty ridiculous.
That's got to be heartbreaking for St. Louis as well. You were the massive underdog coming into the series, and then you
John
played
Gruden hates it,
your
man.
ass off, man. They played so well throughout the whole series. They made Hellebuck look awful, and you've talked about that plenty.
Oh, they're probably not going to advance the second round. Dude, the Blues pushed them to that brink. Dude, no knock to the Blues. They, like I said, they've been the best team since the trade deadline. But God, man, with a President's Trophy roster, come on, what's going on here? Big question mark there. I know Morrissey's out, and who knows how long he'll be out. And I know Scheifele's been out. It's probably a head thing, so I don't know if he's going to be out for that long. But come on, you can't generate anything with top players out. I know it's hard, but look at Dallas. They played pretty well in that
their matchup
series. But
their matchup in the next round is going to be Dallas, right? And that's the lines are just vastly different on what you were facing in St. Louis and now what you have to contend against with Dallas. Defensively, I do think I don't have the number. I probably should have looked it up, but our penalty kill has been disgustingly good. We killed multiple 4-minute penalties against
one of the
Colorado.
Top power play teams. So who knows if that'll even pan out? Like I said, with the injuries and all, but they've been a different team in this playoffs compared to their regular season. Yeah. Especially Hellebuck. which is
it's the complete opposite of
concerning.
how the season ended between Winnipeg and Dallas, because Dallas comes in on like an 8-game losing streak or whatever it was, maybe 7. I don't remember exactly, but we couldn't win a game. And Winnipeg,
pushed it to another game in the playoffs.
And no, man, it's amazing what a drastic turnaround both teams have seen. Now to say that there's not going to be another shift in that tide, I don't know, man.
And Robertson are definitely going to come back in the second round. It just depends on which game for sure. But
that's one of the things
coming back.
That's one of the things about beating Colorado that felt like it was all around an amazing, elated feeling for the Dallas Stars and me as a fan, But
incredible.
Knowing
I thought
that
it was going to be a little bit iffy on that on the end.
I mean, we were down 2-0 in the third period with like 15 minutes to go, and it's not like that's a small amount of time, but we weren't playing well. Our second period in Game 7 was not good at all. So, no, I mean, I just love the mentality we have, but knowing you do all that without Miro Heiskanen, your best player, I mean, it's probably Mikko now that he's been added to the roster, but prior to Mikko Rantanen joining the team, it was Miro Heiskanen. And then, and Jason Robertson coming back too, who, when paired on a line with Robe and Rantanen, oh my God, it has been disgusting. Rantanen's passing is another level. Like, he has eyes behind his head, but also the ability to complete it too. He threads needles, and so having Robertson come back, pair with Rantanen, who's hot as hell right now. God, man, I'm just so happy. I'm very, very happy to see it. I'm glad we didn't rush them back either, where there's a chance that they get injured. I mean, let's say they miss game 1 or one of them misses game 1 of the series. That's fine with me. Like, I think we've now afforded ourselves an opportunity to like have them heal properly and then come back full force rather than, on super limited minutes, and at the risk of getting hurt again. So, no, man, I'm just very, very excited for this.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup against the Jets, but in my opinion, I'm pretty sure the Stars are going to the Cup at this point. Don't know if they'll win, but they'll at least reach there.
Honestly, man, after this series, I really, really like our chances to do so. The only team that would kind of scare me, scare's not even the right word, but would be a good series to me is Vegas. I feel like we always play them kind of tough. And potentially Edmonton, but I don't know. They didn't worry. The problem is, though, that last year they didn't worry me at all, and they go ahead and take care of business. And we were horrible on our special teams at the end of the season, and I don't want to see us revert back to that against them. And you're right; they took care of business last season against us, so they got an idea.
And both teams are different, so at least minus the goaltending. But yeah, man, it's wow. And speaking of Edmonton, so yeah, we can talk about Edmonton and the Kings. They take care of business in 6. It was right 6, not 7. Yeah, pretty disappointing, man. Not gonna lie, I thought the Kings had it this year, and after 4 years, pretty rough to be a LA Kings fan. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they have some great players, but Edmonton just has that experience. They know how to finish the games, and yeah, I mean, there were quite a few games that the Kings had. What was it, like a 4-0 lead that the Edmonton Oilers came back from, and then there was even a 3-0 lead that they came back from in another game, which is just like, come on.
Yeah, their closing was horrendous.
You need to just, I mean, kind of the same with St. Louis. I guess Winnipeg just has a little bit more experience on that end as far as just closing out games. But, I don't know, man. Just kind of ridiculous, at least on the Kings end. Edmonton definitely stepped it up. I mean, at least offensively, they definitely still are top heavy, but their defense is still playing a lot better. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah, the thing, I mean,
that'll be a great series as far as who they play.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I was just going to say real quickly, I mean, it's just the Kings' offense is so talented to me that I
But
understand.
they just have to
the
rely
problem
on
is they
Drew
let
Doughty, and he's like 35 years old, and that's their only defenseman. So, well, their best one at least.
you
So
let
I mean,
in
not that he's a bad player, but you just you need help, man. I don't know.
some of the games you let in 4 goals, 5 goals, 6. You let in 7 in game 3. I mean, the Kings defensively was not good enough for Darcy Kemper, and he wasn't good enough himself. So yeah, Edmonton just absolutely mollywopped that defense. My goodness. And they will be playing the Vegas Golden Knights, Keaton. We both had the Knights there. We both took the Knights there. Last round,
Yeah.
actually, no, we both took the Kings, so we lost on that one. We did not pick Edmonton. We were incorrect on that one. But yeah, both of us took Vegas over Minnesota.
I thought it was their year,
I
at least
thought so too,
to beat Edmonton.
Not
any further, but to at least advance that far.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I feel you on that.
Crazy.
Minnesota looked pretty solid for the majority of this series. I mean, honestly, they look.
They're just
solid,
a younger team, and I don't think that
they
have that experience to finish the playoff series. So
outside of game
that was
one,
kind of a big thing.
Outside of game 1, they never lost a game by more than 1 goal, and 2 of them go to overtime. Yeah. I mean,
Well, I think the last game, or the last couple of games at least, that they had a solid lead and probably could have won, but just didn't close it out. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but I just feel like that's kind of the trend with the younger and newer teams, at least to the playoffs.
They had a 3-1 lead in the last game. 2 goals is not a ton, though.
It's not, but I mean, that'll win you a game if you get an empty netter.
I suppose. I guess more than anything, though, I was impressed with the youth of Minnesota with Kirill Kaprizov. Did we ever settle? Kaprizov? Like an S sound?
It's Kaprizov.
Kaprizov. Anyway, between
it's
him...
not Kaprizov.
It's not Kaprizov.
It is definitely not.
Kaprizov. That's lame.
It's like Capri Sun, but Kaprizov.
Nice, man. Between him and Matt Boldy leading their lines, of course,
they
have
had
some
a
veteran
great
presence with like Zuccarello
and word to Andre Fleury, who played his last game.
Yeah, that's going to be someone that is a little tough to replace, even at his age. But that's a good young team.
What do you mean replaced? They've already replaced him.
Oh, Gustafsson.
There's Eric Gustafsson that was been playing this whole time.
Not the whole time. Marc-Andre started like 2 of the games this series, did he not?
No.
I think
there was one point where Gustafsson got hurt and he came in to help out.
No, you don't know anything.
But I don't think he outright replaced him.
Yeah. Potentially. I should add.
Anyway,
but yeah, Gustafsson's there, so they're fine. You're right. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking they needed to replace him. But no, it's a good young core, man. So that's going to be a team I'm expecting to see in the playoffs the next couple of years, I expect them to improve at the next trade deadline, during the off season. So
there's an off season.
I'll just throw in another thing out there too. Everyone can improve at the off season, but teams give shit up at halfway through the season.
Not every team.
Anyway, point being, you're right. He didn't play in the playoffs. He played one game. No.
I knew it wasn't Eric.
Game 5, he played 24 minutes. So yeah, he didn't get the whole game.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Minnesota
Classic.
Out, Vegas moving on to take on the Oilers. So that'll be a fun one.
Oiled up Knights.
Yes. Let's shift over to the Eastern Conference, Keaton. First matchup in that one, Toronto and Ottawa. You had predicted that Ottawa would get it done, and I imagine you were disappointed. They did not get it done.
I mean, that was just more of a surprise underdog pick. I didn't really think that was really going to pan out for sure. But, I mean, they made it a pretty decent series at the end there. So I'm not totally upset with being wrong. because I know that the Panthers are definitely going to take care of business in that next round. But yeah, either way, I mean, the Senators played really well. Brady Tkachuk, I think he answered some press questions about, I guess, his willingness to depart from Ottawa, or, you know, maybe calling someplace a different home or something. He's like, I like it here, you know, like I'd rather stay here and build where we are, kind of thing. So kind of like his response, especially with his off the ice antics. But either way, pretty solid. Either way, you know, pretty great team.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I feel Maple Leafs are great. So I mean, they're going to be a good team, but not good enough to beat the next round.
Yeah, neither of us have them advancing any further. My team that I had beating them, though, just lost in the first round, and that is the Tampa Bay Lightning, who go down to Florida in was that a 6-game or a 7? That was a 7, right? No, 5. Crap,
no, it was 5.
Yeah, that was a blowout. Jesus Christ.
They took care of business.
Yeah,
the Lightning were a solid team this year. They were like touted as potentially cup winners, especially Rudier. You know, he was like, "Hey, they're probably going to win." I honestly felt like a bunch of people, analysts, whatnot, thought that the Lightning were going to take care of business. I was a little nervous after I picked the Panthers. I just kind of expected them because they just won the cup last year. You know, it was a little bit risky with that injury as far as Matthew Tkachuk, but he came in like right away, was right ready for game 1 because they had to delay that series for whatever reason, at least initially. But they took care of business in game 5, so they are well rested. Definitely can take care of business in that round 2. But yeah, I feel like now they're definitely probably going to advance to the cup. They could potentially win. They're a great team. It is kind of funny, though, because I think it was Aaron Ekblad that got suspended for 2 games because, you know, what if they, like, lost the series, but he was still suspended for, like, 1 more game? Does that translate to the next season?
I think it does. I'm not 100%, but I think it does.
I'm sure it would, but, like, that's just kind of funny to be like, yeah, I got to serve this 1-game suspension from last year. Like, what the fuck? But, yeah, man, pretty wild. But anyway.
I think what you're saying with Florida being the favorite to come out of the East, I definitely agree with that right now. I think that, look, Washington wasn't really tested by Montreal, Carolina not tested by the Devils, but I think Florida made it look easier.
I think that series is going to be a pretty solid series, but either team, I mean, they don't look as solid as the Panthers, and Paul Maurice is a pretty solid coach. I mean, I don't know. Knows what he's doing.
Yeah, man. I think Florida. Yeah,
Bobrovsky's just brick wall pretty much. So I mean, pretty hard to do anything without scoring. So yeah.
Well, and that roster was already stupendous. You go ahead and add Seth Jones and the Rat, Brad Marchand to your team.
Fucking Seth Jones has been playing he's been playing more minutes than he did in Chicago. I think. And he's been playing his ass off, and they needed him, kind of thing. So that's been a stellar addition, especially in the playoffs. Crazy,
100%, man. The next matchup, Washington and Montreal. That one was the only. Oh, I'm sorry. Montreal won 1 game. 4-1 is how that series went down. Keaton, we all kind of saw this coming. We both picked Washington.
I don't think anybody got swept, did they?
No one got swept. I was misreading that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they took care of business in 5 games. They win the last game 4-1 as well. Just a reflection of what that series turned out
to finish it off.
Montreal, you know, they had a good run towards the end of the season, but we knew that roster.
They squeaked into the playoffs. It was just like the Islanders last year. They didn't have a chance to really make themselves a contender for the cup. I mean, they were just good enough to make the playoffs, but, you know, just good enough doesn't really translate much unless you're 2008 Giants or whatever. But anyway. Oh, yeah, whatever it was. But Capitals definitely are going to have a bit of a tougher matchup in round 2. But yeah, I mean, they're just the better team
I
in
will say
comparison
too,
to
I
Montreal.
think in the last match, of course, Carolina takes care of business. Washington versus Carolina, I really feel like they're both very fresh. Like their matchups were not like Winnipeg and St. Louis and Dallas, Colorado. The winner of those series is Dallas. Winnipeg have to play each other. They just went through 7 games against extremely physical opponents. And then you have Washington,
especially
and
the Jets.
Carolina.
They went to 2 OT in that last game. So I mean,
yeah,
Jesus.
man. Yeah, Jesus Christ, it's just the night and day in the Eastern and Western Conference right there.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be nicer for the round 2 matchups because I feel like those matchups are a little bit more of a lock to go to 7 games. But I mean, dude, the Panthers have been looking so great. I feel like they'll take care of it in 5 or 6.
I kind of agree with you, man. The Panthers look disgusting. I don't want to see them, but we've both stated right now we expect Dallas to come out of the West, Panthers out of the East. So, but that, to be fair, though, we've picked a lot of things incorrectly, Keaton. So it is possible that just doesn't occur. Both of our champions from the beginning of the bracket are out. You took Colorado. I took Tampa.
I did say it was either Colorado or the Stars making it all the way. So whoever won that matchup. But yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the playoffs, it kind of looked like a deadlock that the Avs were just going to win again. And I think I saw a quote from Nathan McKinnon that said it just sucks because we lost against a team that didn't have their best defenseman or their best scorer. And how do you recover from that? Like, I don't know. At least mentally. I mean, that's crazy because that team looked stellar. I mean, you had Kel McCarr, you had all these teams, you added Brock Nelson for whatever reason. But I mean, at the end of it all, you just realized that you let go of Mikko Rantanen for Brock Nelson and just figured he could do something. I guess Marty Necas too. But I mean, and Necas played great for them. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I think it's just kind of crazy.
What was talked about a lot was that Colorado, especially the deadline, shored up the center of the ice. That's really where they wanted to focus their improvements on the roster. And they did, like, honestly, they had a spectacular trade deadline. But, yeah, Mikko Rantanen was unreal the last 2 games in particular. I mean, he was good. Even when he wasn't producing,
I think the last 3 games,
or it might have been 3.
I guess the biggest, but yeah, I think it was the first 3 games. He just didn't really have anything going on, and then he just turned it on in the 4th game.
Like his passing was kind of there. His shot, I don't think he shot his shot quality wasn't as high as
it's just from that plus minus metric. I mean, it's totally skewed because if someone else makes a mistake, I mean, you're on the ice.
You can't do anything about that.
What are you going to do? Pay for it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to say he didn't play well in those first 3 games, but he just didn't generate much points-wise or anything as far as the offense.
Yeah, points-wise, the last 2 games, he has a period in each game where he has 4 points in them. I believe the game 6 one was
a hat trick and a period, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and man.
I think it's even half a period because I don't think he played, or I think it was at the 10-minute mark when he got that first goal. So around it at least.
I think it was the 12th or maybe around the 12th minute that we got our first goal that game, which snipe.
You can always look it up.
My goodness, what a snipe. But yeah, Mikko Rantanen, like I mentioned earlier, his passing has been there, but you're right, we weren't getting the points, weren't converting those great passes into goals. But this last game in game 6 as well, we were marksmen. Even in that loss, of course, Colorado got 2 empty netters in game 6, so it ends up 7-4, but it was right around 5-4.
I mean, it just all kind of mentally fell apart whenever you had that self-goal let in. But,
dude, Colin Blackwell's face or whatever. Oh, my
just dumb.
God. We had horrible luck,
it was just bad, what was it? Gravity.
Yeah, man.
Bad physics.
Very much so, very much so. But I was going to say, in that game 6, I mean, he got assists to Rope twice. Was it assist to Rope twice and once to Granlund? But I mean, we were getting our finishing together the last 2 games. Well, that game 6, I think our shooting was just much more precise than what you'd seen earlier in the series. But that being said, there were still moments in each game where we go through massive droughts without shooting and getting shots on net. And it really feels like the ice is tilted. So going into that next series, that's something that we have to avoid and at least try to minimize against Winnipeg. We just go through like 10-minute stretches where we don't do anything offensively. So that has to go away. But again, very nice to see Mikko Rantanen get his points going.
Basically what I've seen out of Winnipeg as well. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on what you win defensively because, I mean, with Morrissey out, who knows how long he's going to be out. And he's their best defenseman. And, I mean, Neil Pionk had a great game 7, but, I mean, you can't just rely on one player for defense.
Sure.
Could be like the Kings with Drew Doughty, who knows? But, yeah, I mean, you also can't really rely on, I think it's Adam Lowry and Domestikov for their other centers because Scheifele's out. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how long he's going to be out. He's probably going to come back soon, I would say, just because, I mean, he really only took an elbow to the head. And, I mean, could be bad. But, I mean, with just a concussion, you don't really miss that much time. Mm-hmm. The long-term effects just don't come very soon. So,
I would definitely expect him back for Wednesday's game. But, I mean, dude, concussions are weird now. I've seen concussions in, like, the NFL. You'd get a concussion, and the next Sunday you're still not playing. So it's over a week. Yeah, and that adds to it as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see for sure. I definitely don't want to see Mark Scheifele. But, hey, we'll take care of it if we need to.
Yeah.
Keaton, we be picking some games. Last week, I beat you probably for, like, the second time all year. I went 6-1 with my pick'ems. You went with a paltry 5-2. So not a big win by me, but I got the win nonetheless.
Boy, okay.
We're gonna go ahead and start with a game.
I thought it was gonna be like 2-5. What are you talking about?
Nah, yeah. You were close still. We're gonna go ahead and start with the game tonight, which is Florida and Toronto. Game is in Toronto, where the Maple Leafs are +1.5. Who are you taking in that one?
That's pretty crazy. That is an interesting series. And with them being home, I think that they're going to cover that spread. I feel like they'll probably still lose, but they'll cover that spread.
So you're going Toronto +1.5. I will not agree with that. I'm rolling with the Panthers -1.5 to get it done. Next game, tomorrow, we have the Hurricanes traveling to the nation's capital to take on the Capitals. Washington is +1.5 at home. Who are you taking there?
I'm going to take the Capitals with that +1, especially being at home. Pretty no-brainer there.
I'm going to agree with that. +1.5 at home for the Caps. Like, let's get real here. Same night, Edmonton is traveling to Vegas, taking on the Golden Knights, where Vegas is -1.5 at home. Keaton, who are you taking there?
Another interesting series. I feel like every one of these series, except for the Jets and Stars, are going to go to 7. But I feel like the Oilers are probably going to cover that spread just because of that generous +1.5.
That is quite generous, but in my eyes, it is not enough. Give me Vegas -1.5 at home. At worst, they'll get an empty netter to push me across the line for a quick Vic. Finally, Wednesday, it is the Stars taking on the Jets in Winnipeg. Winnipeg is +1.5 at home. Who are you taking there?
I'm going to roll with the Stars in this one. I think they're going to jump out pretty early.
All right. Yeah, I'm going with the Stars as well. Winnipeg's got to still be reeling gas from a double OT game, and we have an extra day on them. Give me the Stars on the road. Keaton, we also do another pick, some prize picks, some gambling. Well, is it technically gambling? Is it sport? I don't know what it's classified as in Texas.
It's
whatever it is.
Gambling.
I don't think it's technically gambling. I think it's like gaming. I don't know. Whatever that classification is.
You're betting money. That's literally gambling. The whole idea of gambling is taking a gamble. So, like, if you're taking a gamble by playing a game, you're still gambling.
I think classification-wise... No, I get what you're saying. I think classification-wise, they say it's not gambling because you have to have skill in making the picks rather than just a complete random odds.
Do you?
I'm not the one who came up with the classification, Keaton. But anyway, that being said, we go ahead and make some picks. Underwriter. And last week, two of my fellas did their jobs while Tyler Sagan did not. I needed him to get a point. He did not get it done for me, so he let me down. This week, though, we're going to go ahead and make up some money. We're going with Max Domi to get over 1.5 hits. I think he's going to be trying to send a message or set a tone to start the series up. And I'm taking the under on Alexander Barkov, under 19.75 time on ice. He's gone under, I think it was 4 of the last 5 games. I think that's what it was. And yeah, I think to start the series, they're going to.
They didn't push him to the limit. That was Lightning. So yeah,
that is true. Yeah, but I think that'll hit. Give me some monies, Keaton. What you got going on over there?
Yeah, well, my bet was definitely cashed out. We had Victor Hedman and Cale Makar eclipsing their time on ice line and knocked it out of the park. I think they had like 2 or 3 extra minutes on both sides. So, definitely a cover there. And I'm going to roll with another cover, and we've got the over on Austin Matthews' shots on goal. I believe it's 3.5. And maybe it's 2.5. Probably 3. But, yeah. And then Sam Bennett with over 3.5 hits. You'll be hitting that bitch. So, yeah. We're going to make some money there as well. Yeah. So, that game will be pretty fun to watch. It'll be tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. So,
yep, absolutely. Keaton, I think we hit everything. Am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. I think that should be it. And we'll see where the draft lottery goes. We'll see where these playoffs go. And, yeah, we'll catch you next week.
Absolutely. Peace out.